Yes, and welcome on to our first segment of the interviews. And I'm pleased to have Lilian Odira. She is the Africa Athletics Championship silver medalist, an Olympian, and also the reigning national 800 meters champion. Karibu sana, Lilian, for getting your time and also coming to share with us your targets and how it's been for you so far in the last 3 years. I think they've been so fantastic. But let's talk about your season, especially from January up to date, where you participated in the World Indoor in Nanjing and also Kip Keino Classic. Kip Keino, I think, was the icing of the cake. But what will be your assessment for the season so far?
Okay, so far the season has been good. Can't complain. I started my season well with the cross country. Have done a lot of cross country meetings, the 2 kilometers loop. To an extent of doing the 10 kilometers cross country during our championship. That is the prison championship, I mean. So from the cross country, I shifted to the indoor. I did the indoor, went to Lyon. And after that, I went to the World Indoors, where I went up to the semi-finals. But it was unfortunate that I fell down, so I didn't make it to the finals. But I came back strong with the mind of doing better. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So maybe taking part in these cross-country meetings, you know, I know they help with endurance, but how important were they for you to take part in the cross-country meets? How did they help you to better yourself ahead of the races that you were preparing for?
Okay, I was doing cross-country just for my endurance and build-up season. I wasn't doing it maybe to focus on the cross-country, but I was doing it for build-up because we sat down with my coach and we saw that the season was long. So the best option was to feature into the cross-country so that we don't peak earlier. You understand, the World Championship will be taking part in September, but the trials are in July. So we saw it was a long season, and we decided to do a little bit of the endurance and build-up.
So it was part of the strategy with the coach.
Yeah.
What was the name of the coach?
Madam Jacinta Muraguri.
Yeah, Jacinta Muraguri, right?
Yeah.
So she's been instrumental in your journey so far?
Yeah.
How important, how crucial has she been?
Okay, I take her as my mom, my mentor, because she was also an athlete. She has been, okay, through my journey, she has been a very, very good, like I always call her my mom because in every part that I go, she'll always advise. Through the training, after training, she's my mom. So she's been so much important into my life and into my career.
Yeah. And the relationship between the coach and the athlete, you know, how important is it?
Okay, I think she understands me more than any other person when it comes to training. So she'll always know how to handle me. So that is why I say she's more important into my life. Yeah.
At the Kip Keino Classic, of course, you had one of the best performances from the runners, Kenyan runners. You know, you brought the house down on when it mattered most. And was it in your mind to go for a PB?
I wasn't sure of getting a PB though, but I was also shocked. I did a 158.31 and was so amazed because that was my first season opener of the 800 meters. I hadn't done any 800 meters before, so I was just there to gauge my body. Yeah.
And of course, looking at the race, you really got it over the line towards maybe the last meters. And Norway had really put up a strong fight. You know, the Botswana runner. What was going on in your mind when you pushed and had to cross the line first?
Okay, I knew the field was strong with the likes of Norway. We were last year with her during the Cameroon Championships. That is the Africa Championship. Sarah was there. The likes of the Maloney was there. So the field was strong. So it needed a lot of mind game. But I just decided to push. Maybe it could be my time. Yeah.
Do you and Sarah, do you plan for championships? I know you've been at the Africa Championship and a number of meetings. Do you always have like a strategy as Team Kenya?
Okay, Sarah is my good friend. In fact, when I was coming here, we were together and I told her I'm going for an interview, so I'll have to leave her behind. We're great friends, but when it comes to the race, we'll always say, let's give it all. Let's do our best. let the best win. Yeah.
Of course, and she did get the big title in Africa Championship last year, and at that time I think you and her were just like announcing yourselves on the stage. Talk about the silver that you won at the Africa Athletics Championship and how important it was for you. It was also the year that you went to the Olympics.
I think the silver medal was a really great motivation to me because that was my first silver medal into my life, and that was my second championship that I made into the Team Kenya, because the first one was the All African Games that went to Ghana, though I made it to the finals but came out fourth. So Cameroon was the best because I came out with a medal and I was so proud of myself. Sarah came out with the gold, and it was so unfortunate that we went to Cameroon and she was looking for the Olympic qualifying time, but it didn't happen. But we're hoping for the best this time. Yeah.
Then at the Olympics, of course, you reached the semi-finals. How did this toughen your mind running at such a stage?
Okay, Olympics was my first bigger stage championship, and I wasn't like, I still didn't have that courage to race with the best of the best in the world, but I was so amazed to make it to the semi-finals and was so impressed to get another PB, because I made a PB at the heats and another PB during the semi-finals. So I was amazed with the performance. Yeah.
Did it increase your belief? Did it make you believe more?
Yeah, I think coming from Olympics, I just said it to myself that maybe some other years coming, I might be among the best of the best, because I remember when we were in the Olympics, my fellow athlete, Mary Mora, who is now the world champion, was telling me like her first time going to the world championship, she also dropped from the semi-finals. And the next time she was in the podium. So she gave me that courage of telling me, don't worry, there is always next time, you never know. Yeah. So I came out from the Olympics strong and with the mind of winning one day.
And definitely with this performance that you've been posting this year, looks like Tokyo is possible. Gold in Tokyo, or I'm trying to dream too much?
Okay, I can't talk about Tokyo right away because we still have the trials. The trials will be in July, that is. Okay, I have qualified to the World Championship, but the trials will decide who is going to make it to the team. So I can't talk about Tokyo right now. Maybe we'll talk about it at the trials. Yeah.
Maybe at the national trials, are we likely to see another PB?
Okay, I can't talk about a PB, but I know the field will be strong because the likes of Mary Mora, Sarah, the likes of Vivian Chebet will be there, and the field will be strong. But I know better times will be posted. Yeah.
And racing amongst this great field, you know, what does it make you? You know, Mary Mora, world champion. You know, how better have you become as a runner up to date? You know, being behind such a great lineup of Kenyan athletes.
Okay, my target is always to race among the best and of the best in the world. And when I see that a field is tough, it's always my advantage to I always take advantage of it, because maybe you'll come out with a season best or maybe a personal best or maybe come as the winner. But I always like when the race is tough with the strong field. Yeah.
And at that time, it needs you to also up your game and get to their level.
True.
Yeah. At the prisons, you were in the 400 meters, you know, and as well as 1500 meters. What were you looking for during the prisons championship the other week?
Okay, during the prison championship, I did 400 meters just for my warm-up, let me say so. I was not into the 400 meters. I was just there to defend my title. Last year I was the 800 meters champion, and I was going to the prison championship with the mind of defending my title. Though I was so surprised to get another title, that is the 1500 meters. I did another 1500 meters that got the title. Yeah, so I was proud of the championship and so amazed with it. Yeah.
And now looking at the national trials and also having already qualified for the World Championship, right? Now what are we maybe going to work on ahead of we can talk about the trials.
Okay, going to the nationals, I think I'll have to work hard because so far I'm the national champion, and my wish is to defend my title, though it won't be a walk in the park. So, but I know my coach has been noting a lot of maybe the mistakes that I've been doing during maybe the Kipkeino, maybe the prison championship, and I know she's working on them. So yeah, let's see what will come after the nationals. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the when you did hit 158 at Kipkeino, what would you say about the splits that you had? Were they the best ever that you ran this season?
Yeah, that's my PB so far, and we were not. I wasn't expecting to run that faster because, as I told you, it was my season opener. But yeah, we're hoping for the best as the season continues. Yeah.
Along the journey, 2024, you had to take a break from the rest and coming back and picking up. What does it? What do you learn? How better, or how does it motivate you?
Okay, after the Olympics, I took a small break, then came back with the cross country. Then after the cross countries, I had to take another small break here because, you know, as an athlete, you need some recovery. And we never wanted to ban earlier, maybe before the season ends, or maybe to pick earlier, because you can you can run, you know, in athletics, you might pick earlier than when it's needed, you're not there. So I took a break just because I needed some rest, because I did a lot of cross country and even did the indoors. So I took a break just to let my body rest and come back stronger. Yeah.
And now looking at the national championships, you think that your target will be to, of course, retain the title, and maybe at the World Championship as well, go all the way, carry the form to the World Championship?
My target in the nationals is just to retain my title. As I've said, it won't be easy, but I'm going to work hard to make sure that I retain the title. Yeah.
Breaking out last year and now reaching this stage, was it easy for you to pick on athletics? How did you begin?
Okay, it's not an easy path or an easy journey. As a sports person or sportswoman, it's not an easy journey. I came back from maternity and it wasn't easy. There are a lot of challenges, but it's to raise your head up and just focus. Yeah.
What adjustments did you have to make on coming back?
Okay, I just made some few commitments, and you know, in athletics or in any other sports, discipline is something that is paramount. Without discipline, you're not going anywhere. So I just committed myself into going to the camp and focusing on my training, listening to my coach, having your time with your God, and listening to everyone who is out there to help you, your parents. Yeah. Are there big changes, especially when a female athlete returns from the maternity? Are there big changes that, or maybe she has to do a lot again to get to the previous form? It's not a walk in the park, because, you know, you're coming from maternity, there is heavy weight, you have to slim back to your normal weight, and it needs a lot. Yeah. In this particular field of 800 meters, I know we've had great runners, you know, among the female athletes who won Kenya's first ever gold was an 800 meters runner, you know. And for you, how inspiring is it knowing that you have a whole line of great athletes who've walianza mbele? Okay, they're so inspiring, and they're one of my best mentors. Like, a good example is Janet Chepkosgei. I remember when I was running Kipkeino Classic, she was there with me even in the warm-up area. I'm not an athlete, but she's always there to advise me where possible. And she always tells me that I believe in you and you can do better than what you think of. So she has been there for me. I remember even when we were in the World Indoors, we went with us, one of the officials and one of the coaches. And when I fell down during the semi-finals, I couldn't control my tears, but she was there. And yeah. So she's so good, and one of the best mentors I have. Yeah. And also great seeing such athletes transitioning into coaching. Yeah. Especially as a woman, for her to hold the hands of those who are coming up like you. And just like as we come to a close, maybe where do you think the competition will come from, especially at the national? I know Sarah Mora is there, but where else do you think, especially after the prisons had their, you know, you had your trials, the KDF had their trials, I think they ended yesterday, and also the Kenya Police, which was earlier. Where do you think the competition will come from? The competition is stiff. I'll not underrate anyone. As you can see, Vivian just finished her championship the other day, and she also did a double, that is 800 and 1500, and she was crowned the champion for the both events. When you look at Mora, she doubled during the police championship, and she did 400 and 800. Same to me, I did 1500 and 800. Sarah, you know, she's just from Uganda, and she did another 159. So, okay, apart from those, there are still other strong athletes who are not yet to perform, who are not yet to compete, but they'll be at the nationals, the likes of Naomi Koreri, you know. So it won't be an easy game, but yeah, we'll be believing on ourselves.
Yeah, and maybe about the men's 800 meters, right? 140.91 has been there since 2012. Do you think it could go so soon with Wanyonyi, who is also trained by Janet? Okay,
I think Wanyonyi is a strong athlete with a combination of Wanyonyi and the likes of Kinyamal, the likes of Varun Chemningwa. Now you see a new blood, Masalela, the likes of Ingura. So, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it's not just a matter of time. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So at the national, all you're looking out for is to retain the title, right?
Yeah.
How important will it be for you to medal at the World Championship? I mean, just trying to think about it before you get there, but you've already gotten the time. How important will it be for you to stand on the podium?
So far, I won't talk about Tokyo. I won't talk about Tokyo. Let's wait for the
Play your
trials
cards
first.
closer.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish you all the best, right, in national trials, and also a good health as you prepare for the Worlds.
Thank you so much.
Then thank you for making your time and sharing your story with us, Lilian Odira, the 800 meters national champion, Olympian, as well as silver winner at the Africa Athletics Championship. So stay with us. We'll be back with more. I'll be speaking to another Olympian as well. That's Zedi Cheruyot, the next session of the interview. So don't go too far.
Over. And then it's a strong tackle, but offside from Madagascar.